Imagine walking into a massive stone cathedral, its walls adorned with intricate carvings, each telling a story. The flicker of candlelight casts shadows that make these figures seem alive. This was the world of the Romanesque period, an era between the 10th and 12th centuries when art and architecture were deeply intertwined with faith. In a time when few could read, Romanesque art became a visual scripture, educating and inspiring devotion in a largely illiterate society. In a time when few could read, Romanesque art became a visual scripture, educating and inspiring devotion in a largely illiterate society. The Romanesque style emerged in a world rebuilding from the turmoil of the early Middle Ages. Society was centered on monasteries, pilgrimage routes, and the promise of salvation. Churches became fortresses of faith, solid, enduring, and filled with stories. These structures, with their thick walls and rounded arches, were not just places of worship. They were visual Bibles, bringing scripture to life for those who could not access written texts. Romanesque art was a storyteller. Carvings and frescoes depicted biblical narratives like the creation, the fall, and the Last Judgment. These stories were often placed in prominent locations, above doorways or along walls, guiding the faithful through the journey of salvation. Imagine the awe of a traveler entering a church and seeing the Last Judgment carved in vivid detail above the entrance. This was more than decoration. It was a reminder of divine justice and mercy. Another central motif was the depiction of saints. These figures were often shown in acts of devotion or performing miracles, connecting the divine to the earthly realm. Pilgrims who traveled great distances to visit relics of saints would find their journeys validated by these artistic depictions. The carvings not only glorified the saints, but also served to reinforce the sanctity of the site. One of the most striking elements of Romanesque art is its focus on apocalyptic imagery. Scenes from the Book of Revelation were carved with dramatic intensity, often featuring Christ in majesty surrounded by angels, the four evangelists, and symbolic beasts. These images were designed to inspire both fear and hope, fear of judgment and hope for redemption. They were a call to faith, a visual sermon etched in stone. Romanesque artists used symbolism to convey complex theological ideas. Lions, for example, often represented Christ or the power of the church. Serpents symbolized sin, while lambs signified purity and sacrifice. The style itself was characterized by a lack of realism, but an abundance of emotion, as figures were often distorted or exaggerated to emphasize their spiritual significance. What made Romanesque art particularly powerful was its engagement with the viewer. The placement of carvings and frescoes in high-traffic areas ensured that they were seen by everyone, from the nobility to the common pilgrim. These artworks were not just to be admired but to be understood, serving as tools for meditation and moral reflection. The architecture of the Romanesque period mirrored its artistic goals. Rounded arches and massive stone walls symbolized stability and the enduring nature of faith. The interior spaces, often dimly lit, created an atmosphere of mystery and reverence. Every detail, from the smallest carving to the tallest spire, worked together to elevate the mind toward the divine. Today, Romanesque art reminds us of the power of storytelling through visuals. In an age of digital media, the Romanesque approach, simple yet profound, symbolic yet accessible, offers lessons in how art can educate, inspire, and connect communities. Its themes of morality, hope, and the eternal resonate across centuries, proving that art is a timeless language. Romanesque art, with its profound symbolism and rich narratives, stands as a testament to the human desire to connect with the divine. It invites us to reflect on the stories we tell and the legacies we build. As we explore this period, we are reminded that art, no matter the era, has the power to transcend words, offering insight into the soul of a culture. What stories will you see the next time you encounter a Romanesque carving or cathedral? Perhaps, like those medieval pilgrims, you'll find inspiration and a deeper connection to history.